Yeah, okay, so hopefully I'm live actually. Hopefully I'm live and hopefully you can even sort of hear me. Hi folks, can you see me? Okay, my webcam kind of could do with being a bit up, I guess. Bear with me. I'm fitting in. Okay. Right, so I guess I might as well welcome folks to the stream. What's going on here? Saying encoding overloaded. Consider turning down video settings or using a faster encoding. Yeah, actually, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to close Qt browser. Just hang on a sec. Oh yeah, I should also kind of like post on the Fediverse. So, yeah. Where's my thing gone? There it is. Right. Okay, so hopefully we're all right now. I can see the mic's coming through. I'm still getting the encoding overload message, but yeah, I suppose we'll have to just deal with that. So, I figured what I'll do first actually is just play a bit of guitar and look how like off center I am actually. Let's just turn that around a bit. So we're getting a bit of a peek behind the scenes. You can see the mic a bit now. Oh, and that's peaking. Should I bother to turn that down? I suppose I should actually. Yeah, let's turn it down a bit. So yeah, I figured what I'd do is, basically what I'm doing in this stream is putting these strings onto my guitar. So I have a set of D'Addario Pro-Arté strings. They're the EJ45s, silver-plated wound clear nylon, nylon core strings, normal tension. So I don't know if anyone can see that. That's what they kind of look like. Sadly, I don't have a webcam that can sort of, do the auto focusing. I don't have a webcam that can do that, sadly. So hopefully it's actually okay for the majority of the stream. While I'm sort of sitting back here. Yeah. What I figured I'd do for starters is just to sort of play something, so we can sort of hear the strings as they sound now. These are really old strings. They've probably been on my guitar for it's got to be many years at this point. I feel like I can remember the last time I put these strings on at like my old house, basically. I've moved house a couple of times since then. It's actually the family home where I last put them on. So we're talking maybe 5-6 years, 7, 8, maybe, could even be longer than that. Yeah, but I figured what I'd do is I'd just start by playing something so we can hear what they sound like now. Then what I'll do is I'll pop these guys on, and as I say, I haven't restrung the guitar for so long, so I might take a bit of time just sort of actually sussing out what I'm doing, really, to be honest with you. And then I'll just play the same thing again after I put them on, and we'll hopefully see the difference. And I hope that light, by the way, just spotted that the light that's right above me is kind of like shining off the guitar. So I'll try not to let that really happen. But here we go, let's just play something. Oh my god, right. This is weirdly nerve-wracking. And I'm completely forgetting how to actually play it. Wow. Yeah, Runin, you recognising it? Cool. That's the fight theme from Final Fantasy VII. Yeah, awesome. So that's what it sounds like on the old like 8-year-old strings. Yeah, wow. I don't think I've actually really played guitar on string before. At least not for quite a while. Didn't anticipate feeling the nerves, you know. I haven't played live for quite a while. So anyway, let's see if I can do these strings. So we're unboxing. What we're doing here is we're unboxing a set of these strings. And I also did actually look up just a little bit about sort of guitar maintenance before I started the stream. Basically, because the sixth string machine head is a bit kind of. Oh, I mean, you can hear it kind of like moving. It's a bit stiff, basically. So I sort of had a little look about what you can do about that, and they basically recommend putting Vaseline on your machine heads. So like they're saying putting Vaseline on the gears. I don't know if you can see that at all. Like this bit. Is that viewable at all? I don't know if you can see that. But basically that bit, I reckon, is suggesting. So I've got my trusty Vaseline here. So what I'll probably do is I'll probably take the string off, apply the Vaseline, and give it a good old turn, and then put the next string on, put that string on, I think. And I'm just having a bit of a gander as to how you actually fix it at the bottom end. So the bass strings are sort of the sort of okay, so all of the strings are kind of looping. There's like a little loop you make over this bit here, you're sort of looping it around that, and then you kind of end up with the end coming out the bottom. And the bass strings, I don't know if you're going to be able to see that at all, but the bass strings sort of just get tucked up underneath itself, whereas the treble strings, kind of get tied in a knot. So here we go. We've got a message from Unsuitable Wash F. Let's see if I can read it. Okay, it's like a sales thing. Okay, fine. No worries. Yeah. So let's. And also, by the way, there's like 3 of each. There's three of the bass, 3 of the treble. So I can sort of take off one at a time, and actually I can like refer back to the other 2, because I'm not going to take them all off at the same time. I'm going to actually just take off. I'm going to do like the bass string first, the bottom, that guy first, restring that completely first, and then go like up the strings, basically. So let's get going. First of all, let's just take it off. Yeah, this is going to be quite the process actually, isn't it? Sadly, I don't have... You can get these winders, basically. But I don't have one now. I didn't bother to buy one because I just don't really restring my guitar that often. Actually, I wonder now that I've done enough of it, if I could just take it off the bottom. Yeah. There we go. Oh yeah, and then I can just like pull it through, can't I? That's how it goes. Hope I don't sort of slice my head off doing this. Right, there we go, that's that off. So there's my 6th string. Yeah, now this, I mean the sort of, the mechanism kind of feels alright. Well, it's off. It doesn't feel. I mean, it's wobbling around. Yeah, it's wobbling around a bit. I don't know if that's anything to do with anything. What's this happening? Is that's those bits seem to be securely on. I'll just see if the other strings wobble. If the other machine heads wobble around like that. But let's get a bit of Vaseline on. What's that, Rooney? You're laughing about me chopping my head off. It's a dangerous business, restringing guitars. Yeah, by the way, I've never done this before, putting Vaseline on. So I'm really trusting to luck here, actually. Trusting that web page, that's all. Let's just do that with my other hand. Don't know if you can see. Yeah, you can't see. Don't think in the webcam. I've got like tissues right next to me, so I can clean up. What I don't have with me though is wire cutters to cut the actual strings. Right, I'll tell you what, it's starting to feel a bit more smooth now actually. Maybe. Yeah, I don't have wire cutters to cut the strings, so basically I'm going to be using the entire length of the string, really. So I think what I need to do is, well, the only bit that kind of can vary, the variable bit is like the top end up here. So I'm going to have to sort of, get the length right down here, because obviously you can't adjust that. Yeah, I wonder if is that. I mean that's actually feeling a bit less. There's less movement actually, I think. So maybe it depends on whereabouts whereabouts you are in the sort of, in the cycle, in turning this thing round. Anyway, I think that's probably enough. Let's have a bit of a clean up. Get a bit of dust from under there. Can get a bit dusty, the guitar, unfortunately, because I do like to keep it out all the time. Oh yeah, I should have also mentioned, by the way, for the folks in the Twitch chat, because obviously the folks elsewhere will know about the Twitch chat, but for the purpose of the benefit of the folks in the Twitch chat, I also have another IRC channel open here. So I'm actually looking at a couple of IRC channels. I've got one which is the Twitch chat on the right hand side, and on the left hand side I've got a channel from Libera Chat, and this is a channel for, it's basically just if you're on Libera Chat, it's #Cinera. That's where I'm at. Enter the code below it to verify authenticity and earn points towards free strings gear and other exclusive prizes. Holy moly. You can win stuff. Refer to chart on outer packaging to help guide the installation of your new strings. The chart. I mean, I don't really need that. It's basically you're picking the fattest string, basically. That's all it is. I think they also have a little sort of piece of paper attached to them as well. Just hang on, I think I need scissors here. 1 secondo. Oh yeah, and that should put the rubbish out of the way. Actually, just lob it over there for now. Pretty sure I've got scissors. Just back here. Yeah, here we go. So we've got the top E, the B string, second B string, the third G string, the famous G. There it is. There's the G string, guys and girls. The fourth D string, the fifth A string, and the final sixth E string. So this is our man. Right. Okay, so we've got, also the ends of them are a bit different. So the, just take that off. This isn't going to come across at all well on the webcam. But basically, right, you've got two ends of the thing. This end is kind of like a bit more sort of, I want to say it's a bit the build integrity of it is a bit lower than this end. So this end is like it's basically like the entirety of the string. You know, it's like a more solid kind of construction, but this is a bit more of a sort of springy sort of a thing. So yeah, I think I can't exactly remember, but I think basically you want to have the less strong bit at the machine head end, I reckon. Can I see that in this? I don't think I can. The other one will have that as well, probably. Because basically at the machine head end, it's just going to be wound around and around anyway. So I think the idea behind this is it makes it easy to it makes it easy to get the winding round going, basically. I think that's the idea. I mean, it's a weird old thing. Especially, I might as well mention that I've been playing guitar for like 30 years at this point. But I've probably only restrung my guitar like, I mean, I want to say twice, but it's probably more than twice. But not that often, basically, over 30 years. Okay, so it's going to be going. You basically stick it through here. Through there, round. I don't know if you. Yeah, it's not. Well, you can kind of sort of see it, but unfortunately, it's not really a close up. It'd be nice if there was if I could do it like a close up. And these strings are so much like a brighter colour. Kind of nice to see. So where's the end of that? I want to try and pull it. Okay, what's probably going to happen also? Yeah, what will happen is when I start to actually tighten it up, it'll all sort of it'll all pull itself into place, basically. I think that's a reasonable place to have it. Maybe just a little bit less. Okay, that's probably right. Right, let's give this a go. Yeah. So it literally is just. I think it literally is just stick it through the hole just enough, and just get winding. I think is what's going on there, because these guys do hold. They do hold themselves within the hole, I reckon. Let's just give it one loop. Give it a loop, give it a bit of a pull, and then just get winding. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to be basically, winding it and guiding it towards the middle, I think is what I'm aiming for here. Would that actually, hang on a minute. No, maybe not actually with this one. Maybe this one. I think I'm actually going to start it off more towards the inside. I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to start it off more towards the inside and kind of guide it outwards. So I'm going back towards the actual hole. Although, is that going to be right? What have I done down here? For this guy down here, for the, I'm thinking about the top string now. Yeah, right. So that's pretty. There's quite a lot of string actually on the actual peg there. And what I seem to have done is I started off. Yeah, with that one I did start off over towards the centre and work my way outwards. I'm gonna do that with the 6th string. Although it's a fatter string, it probably should hopefully work. Trusting that it's still alright down at the bottom end of it. Have I followed the thing correctly? No, I don't think I have. Yeah, I'm having second thoughts about this actually. Although, am I? No, no, it should be, no. Right, move over to the middle, more to the middle. Yeah, I think it's a bit more difficult to actually, start off away from the hole. And then basically come back on yourself. I think it's more difficult with this because it's a faster string. Let's keep going. Let's try it. Let's try and get this going. And also, I suppose, while it's still actually not very far on, it should be loose enough that I can actually move it along as I'm going. Yeah, you can sort of see, although I don't know if you can see, sort of see that it's just drifting apart from each other. Yeah, and now I'm totally running out of space here. Yeah. I suppose I should have looked a bit more closely at how this one was actually attached. Before I took it off, the old one. Although, well, it's kind of, I think it might be alright actually. It's kind of, I think it's starting to push the other string, the other bits over. Yeah, I'm running out of space over this end actually. I wonder if that's what was happening with the old one. I wonder if it was just getting tight up against the side. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna do yeah, I'm gonna start this again actually. I'm gonna start it again. I'm gonna go the other way. reckon. Because I'm just running out of space over this side, you see. And there is more space to wind it around the other way. So here we go. I think I could probably just flip that over now. Yeah, okay, now interesting, I've actually managed to get a bit of... yeah, I've actually managed to get some coils on one side, and this is now going on the inside, so I might have a bit more room to play with here, maybe. I think the rest of them look like they're probably going to be straightforward, because they're just going... well, the next string is going to be going from the hole itself. There's a hole in the peg, basically. Which is where you put the end of the string through. So it's going through the hole and it's just going towards the inside. So that should be a piece of cake. The D string is also like that. The G string is then doing the same thing. The B string, I can't really tell what's going on there actually. So the only thing that's a bit worrying here about going to the inside is that there's quite a bit of an angle. Yeah, basically I'll just try and show you. It's probably actually not as bad as the D string is. It's probably similar angle as the D string. Try and show you. Put that down. Yes, that is kind of coming across. Basically, we're talking about this string. You can see that basically from there to sort of, it's going in that direction basically. And I think you can sort of see that. Yeah, it's this that's travelling there. It's that angle that I'm a bit kind of wary about. Alright, that's seeming alright I reckon, so let's go on. Next string. I don't need to be playing that at all. So yeah, same deal again, just loosening it enough so that I can undo the thing. That's completely not good, isn't it? Undo it enough so that this bit is loose enough for me to actually get it out. To get it out, so to speak. That's probably enough. are we doing for time, by the way? Gosh, it's really, what, 10 to 5? Have I really been going for? How long have I been going for? I've been going for 30, what, 36 and a half minutes? I mean, I was sort of thinking it would take about an hour to do all 6 strings. You know, 10 minutes in a string. I guess not. So, oh, he has a point. The Vaseline thing. I mean, I feel like that does feel a bit smoother actually. I need a string to tune that to. Okay, yeah, Vaseline. Yeah, we don't need much at all. So it's literally, I think you literally just stick it on the upright bit actually, because that should get sucked onto the. It should get sucked onto the gear, I think. Yeah, it is doing. In fact, I could also just do this. Couldn't I? It's one of those awkward things where you yeah. Yeah, restring day day 342 Vaseline on the G string. You've got to be careful though, haven't you? Like, I mean, those G strings, honestly, don't wear them often. I probably wear a G string about as often as I restring my guitar. But yeah, you've got to be careful of chafing, haven't you? Yeah, it's feeling a bit stiff actually. Just discovering how full of double entendres restringing a guitar can be. I thought that the Bake Off was like the domain of the double entendre. Yeah, I don't like how grainy that sounds. Basically, maybe it needs a bit more of lubrication. But we might be fine with it. Possibly up here. You know, because none of the other machine heads really gave me a problem. Just checking out my thing here, by the way. Dropped frames is still 0. The upload, I'm still uploading fine, I guess. But it's still saying encoding overloaded. Consider turning on video settings. Yeah, actually my CPU is kind of doing a fair bit. The RAM situation is looking alright. OBS itself is using 1 gigabyte of RAM. And yeah, the CPU is actually going up to like, well, it's currently 70%, going up to like 80%. Don't remember that happening before. Anyway. Right. Next string, 5th string. Take off our little tab. Yeah, this guy actually doesn't have You remember I was talking about how the sixth string has got, like, the end is a bit more sort of it looks more like a spring than the rest of the string. Well, this one doesn't have that. So they've evidently just done that just for the sixth string. That rings a vague bell, actually. Yeah, I think that's exactly the same. So here we go, let's pop it on. Pop it on. Oh yeah, I was going to look at the end, wasn't I, as well? Yeah, just give that a little tweak. And I wanted to make sure, by the way, just take that out just for a sec. So you can, I don't know if you can sort of see that. I wanted to make sure that the string basically wasn't going to be touching the body, you know. So it's basically there's about a millimetre basically between the body and like the bottom of that string. Yeah, okay, it's pretty low frame rate, but very watchable. Yeah, right. Yeah, what is the frame rate? The frame rate it's saying it's 20 frames per second, and I can kind of see. Yeah, it's not smooth. Definitely not 60 frames per second here, and it's probably actually not 20, to be honest with you. I think possibly my webcam itself might be the issue there, because it is a very cheap thing. Just sort of thinking about, you know, because 20 is like what, you know, TV programs and stuff can be at. I think, is it 20, or is it 24? Is it 24, 25 TV, PAL, NTSC things are. Okay, that's looking pretty sweet already. Okay, right, if I can just keep that tension, that'd be nice actually. Let's just try and do this. And this guy was just going from the... Oh crap, yeah, I'm not going to be able to do that. This guy was going from the hole to the inside, basically. So that's all I need to do, just guide it in that direction. Yeah, I'm feeling the tension going down there. I hope it's still alright. Also check my hard drive situation. Yeah, okay. So I'm down to like 2.73 gig. I just spotted that go down from 2.74 to 2.73 gigabytes. Free. I think when I started I had 4 hours to play with. Surely it's not going to take me 4 hours. If I see that going down to like, well, what did I say it was? 2.7. Yeah, if I see it go down to like 1 gig, I have actually freed up some space on my home drive. So my root is on one drive, my home is on the other. So if I spot it go a bit low, might have to just decant some stuff over, basically. We're going to have an issue with getting data from a webcam over to the computer as well, perhaps due to a slow USB port. Oh, right. But the camera has a somewhat pre-compressed mode that can be enabled through an arcade as a command. Ah, that's interesting. Why is that really sharp now? No, it's not. Yeah, so you can hear that is really flattened out. I don't know if you can tell, but this, that is quite a bit flatter than this, and also like this, that is quite a bit flatter than that. Yet, you know, when I was just kind of tuning it before, I got it in tune. So just since then it's flattened, and that's just part of the course basically, when you're putting new strings on. So you need to be doing stuff like, you know, stretching the strings. It's stretching them and playing them, basically just getting them, you know, settled. I might actually be, where's my monitor? I might be peaking now. The former violinist, ah, nice one. It's fringed out in the distance. Ah, that's cool, Rooney. I didn't know that you played the violin. We could do some sort of pairs tuning, couldn't we? Yeah, I mean, I don't really need to be so precise with this tuning actually, because it's just going to go out anyway. What is that buzzing? Honestly, you know what? I think that might be something inside it, because this is actually it's actually an electroacoustic. You can see like the gubbins there. So there's crap inside it. There's like you know, there's wires inside it. I suppose that's just something I'll have to try and just keep an eye on, basically. Keep an eye on that ringing sound. I don't know if that's coming. I do not know if that's coming across in the through the mic. Receiving a place from Runa's name. sounds totally out of tune. Anyway, it doesn't really matter because, as I say, it's going to keep going out of tune anyway. So yeah, on with the next string. Yeah, Complaints from Neighbours. I'm actually pretty fortunate here. The sound isolation is really pretty damn decent here, between all of us really. So like I have a neighbour next door, that side. It's an apartment. This is an apartment block basically. So I've got a neighbour that side, and in that direction, that's more of my apartments. But you basically, I just basically never hear anything from next door. The only time you do hear stuff is like if they've got like, on the very odd occasion when they have like a party going on and they've got kind of music playing really loudly. That's the only time, but other than that, you just don't hear a peep. Which is kind of really nice, really. And I hope like it's reciprocal, so like I hope like I'm not disturbing them playing guitar, because I tend to play the guitar like most evenings, you see. Vaseline. Let's pop it. I'm a bit reluctant to use this hand actually to pop it on because I've got nails. I don't know if you can see that. Like, yeah, that's probably hopefully coming across. Got nails, and it's just a bit of a faff, when you get Vaseline under your nails. Let's try this again. Oh yeah, I don't think I said, did I, that the site that I looked up about maintaining your guitar talked about doing this, applying Vaseline in particular to your machine heads or to the gears of your thing once every year. And like I don't think I've done that like ever. Oh, that's pretty sweet actually. You can just turn it like that. Now I won't be able to do that when the string is on. Can you see that actually? Let me just show you that. Just put this guitar down. I've got a little footstool in front of me. Oh, and the what do you call it? The frame rate is probably going to be too slow to even show it turning. Yeah. Anyway. Okay, so that's probably all right. So I'm now looking for the 4th string. This is the D string. This is the penultimate string before the big one. And again, it's going to be the same on both ends. Yeah. How are we doing for time now? Actually, it's now 55 minutes. So that was like, what was that? Was that 20 minutes to put that on? I don't even know where we're at now. It's what we're saying. Basically 55. It's basically 56 minutes actually. Let's just try and do this quickly. 56. Basically this is going to be the third one. It's going to be the third of the bass strings. It's exactly the same thing. Just tucking it under. good. Give that a bit of a pinch. And then what we're doing is we're putting the guitar down like this. We are keeping the tension up, we're putting this bit through here. We are then sort of getting that in the right position and pulling. Oh shit. Not like that. See, that was almost off of my head territory, that was. Very dangerous business, restringing a classical guitar. Okay, yeah, I think what I need to do actually here is just give it a few goes, really. You know, give it a bit of a head start, really. No idea what's going on down at the bridge, and yeah, popped out again. Possible that this guy needs to be held in place by itself, basically, like the treble ones are. Yeah, that is totally slipping. Okay, let's try that. Okay, so what I'm basically going to do here, rather than just putting it through just enough to fit to you know, get through the hole in the peg, what I'm actually going to do is put it through the peg, put it through the hole in the peg, and then basically fold it across the face of the peg. If I can do that. Fold it across the face of the peg, and then like get that over it like that. So that's now holding it in place. Just being sure to guide it the correct side. Yeah, so this is exactly what I'm going to have to do for the treble strings, because they're just nylon. They don't have any kind of purchase, so that you're not going to be able to just, I don't think you can. Yeah. Yeah, with none of them, you can't just have it like you know, holding its own position in the hole, because it'll just slip out basically. Bit concerned about how that's looking a bit loose. Maybe it'd be fine. I suppose, like, you know, once it's on, it'll all start to kind of it'll all start to tighten itself up, basically. Let me just read that out. Good content, head slicing, not very beneficial for the person in question. I think piano wire also has a bit of a reputation, doesn't it, for being dangerous. I should also, by the way, make sure that I'm actually putting this in the right position. Blimey, I completely forgot about that, didn't I? down there as well, actually. Yeah, that's still looking alright down there. Gosh, look at this. What was it that we said? Was it 57? Okay, so it's now an hour and 5. That's more like it. So that was 8 minutes to put that on. Now that's what I thought it would have been for most of them. And also that was with a bit of a snafu, wasn't it? Having to suss out what was even occurring up at that top end. Yeah, it's nice to hear this bottom string now staying in tune a bit nicer. So this guy's a bit different. This is now a treble string. So we've got all the bass strings on. Yeah, and that looseness of that, I can't really see that it looks too much of an issue, I don't think. Yeah, okay, so let me just try and show you at the bottom what's going on. So I don't know if you can see any of that. We're basically on the, I think the left of your screen, you can see the 3 bass strings are all on. And they're all kind of like tucked under each other, tucked under itself. Well, the treble strings are on the right of your screen. And they have a bit of a knot, I don't know if you can see that. So what I'm going to have to do is tie that knot, basically. Yeah. And then I think what goes on. Have I got those scissors? Yeah, I've got the scissors. Hopefully those scissors will cut this. But basically what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to start by actually tying a knot in the thing. It's going to be basically like electric guitar strings. So they tend to come with a little sort of a little ring of metal, basically, at one end, and the string is kind of like looped around and affixed to this bit of metal. And that's with all of the strings, with all the electric guitar strings, and you basically just sticking them through the like the same basic thing here. Like they've got the same sort of bridge, and you just stick it through from that side and just take it up to the other end, basically. So because you've got that bit of metal, you don't actually need to do anything like tucking the string under itself or anything like that. Okay, so this is actually becoming pretty goddamn loose already. This is loose enough for me to put the... Yeah, it is actually. Yeah. Although, as I've just sort of been saying, I'm not going to be able to pull this through because you've got the knot on. But at least I've loosened it up a bit more. So possibly, ostensibly, potentially, I should be able to just push that through. Yep, there we go. And then you just pull it off. There we go. Oh, by the way, this is it. This is the bit we've all been waiting for. So this is a well-soiled G-string, basically. Don't know if anybody's ever seen a well-soiled G-string, but that's it. That's on the floor, and here we go. We're cracking out a brand spanking new G-string here. Right, yeah, so here we go. It's right, tying the knot first of all. Yeah, and the reason, by the way, I was sort of thinking about the strip, what do you call it, the scissors, was because, you know, it can be a bit tough to get a knot right at the end of a string. I think maybe, did I also used to have like pliers on the go here? I might have done. Although, hang on, let me just pop it in. Oh right, yeah, I also need to do that, don't I? Yeah, I do need to do the actual looping. So I'm sort of having to do this in the opposite way around here. So it's going through here. What's going on here? It goes through what is going on there? And basically, we're going to end up with the whole thing like this. Okay, that end is going underneath, so it's going like... Oh, it's not... right, it's not that, actually. Hang on. Let me just... I'm going to undo this knot. At least I hope I am. Because it's not actually the knot. It's not the knot that goes through. If that makes any sense. Basically, it's like... I might be able to do this. The knot is sort of sitting up there. So I've got this going around there, over the knot, and through the hole. Okay. So it goes round there, over the knot through the hole, and then... Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to do that. Because it's not going to be able to hold itself in position. Right. Honestly. So I'm just going to put it through like normal. Yeah, this is probably where the cutting comes into play, actually. So basically you go through, you go round, you go under. Right. And it's in this bit here that you need a knot. So let me just stick a load more of the string through. This might be a bit interesting actually to do. Right. Then you're trying to put a knot in this bit. Hopefully the two strings to come will be a bit easier to do the knot in, because they're not as fat strings. The G string has to be a bit fatter, you see, because, you know. It's got to cover at least a little bit. Yeah. Okay, we're just still tying a knot here. Probably do it too close to the end, actually. That's... Okay. Okay, we have our knot. Kind of. We've got all of this string. Right, I need to actually pull it through, don't I? Because it needs to be more like closer to the actual thing. I can just basically want it to be. I want it to be kind of cresting the corners. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think that's what I want. Although this knot is just not tight enough. Hang on a sec. Let me just go and find some pliers. Pretty sure I've got some somewhere. Yeah, just be back in a moment. That's what I want. Perfect. Right. And then probably what I'll do, before I even go any further, just cut it. Okay. So yeah, as I say, I want to be cresting the corner. Like so. That's a bit too far down though, so I want to, you know, I want to keep the end away from the actual soundboard. Yeah, I reckon that's going to do it. Right, then we've got the shenanigans up at the top end as well now. So here we go. So what we're doing is we're going, yes, right, we're going from the hole to the inside. I'll just loop that through there, if I can feel the hole. I'm not going to be able to do, am I? Right, and then we're pressing, holding this in position, hopefully. Yeah, like this. Is that right? I think that might be right. I want to make sure this goes over the string, so I'm actually going to be gripping it. Now there isn't an awful lot of it kind of poking out, but hopefully there'll be enough. Yeah, that's kind of going. Basically, I think you want the bit to be enough so that it's sort of actually, you know, it actually folds like properly. You know, rather than just being like a sort of half-baked sort of, it's just curving over the corner. You want it to be like a proper full fold. What have we got here? This is a. I need to know, guys. Kind of interesting. Yeah, it is just interesting how quickly it goes out of tune. You know, you can hear that just in that moment. bit flatter. Let's get his name. LT Junior Pliskin. Will maybe the more frequently. Possibly, yeah. So the reason I haven't been streaming actually for a good long time, probably been about a year or two maybe. The reason I haven't been streaming is that I've run out of space on my drive. I'm currently at 1.58 gigabytes, which probably means I've got about an hour and a half worth of video space remaining. I used to stream programming, and those videos could be like in the region of 4 hours long. So you're talking like 3 or 4 gigabytes a pop. So I might, I might not be going back to streaming quite at that frequency as I used to be at. But I do have a bit of a plan to... Oh, I used to watch the Brewery. Oh, nice one. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, I sort of mustn't have remembered. It'll be in there. It'll be in my memory somewhere. Just in case of recalling it. Yeah, I do have a plan to actually do a bit of a music stream, actually. That's well out of tune. As to be expected. Ah, you always alert. You see what you did. Ah, right, okay, cool. Yeah, right, so you were watching the stuff to do with like the... I was learning about concurrency, wasn't I? Threading, basically. Very nice. Ah, cheers. Well, cheers for popping by. Oh, it's a real pleasure. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Because, like, as you know, it's been so long since I last streamed. Like, even like throughout, this year, or well, since last streamed, like, I still see like the occasional person, the occasional email coming through from Twitch. I need to actually take that off first, don't I? The occasional email coming through, just saying that I've got like a new follower. Somebody's newly followed. So that's always kind of like really nice to see. But I just haven't been able to stream because I just don't have the literal storage capacity. But I'm still trucking along. I still have been working on Cinera. In fact, the last stuff I was streaming wasn't actually working on Cinera, was it? It was sort of a test program. It's just a temporary sort of thing to just learn how to do concurrency. So it wasn't even in Cinera's code base. But I've been working on Cinera, and I'm basically trying to upgrade the database. Basically, is what I'm doing. So it's going to contain everything. So currently, it's just been containing like very minimal stuff basically. It's contained stuff like the projects, like the project title and the project. The project name and stuff like that, and the entries. Each video it's been containing like the name, the title of that. I think it's got the video ID probably. The YouTube video ID, but it doesn't even have the timestamps. So we don't even store the timestamps in the database. So that's what I've been sort of working on doing, basically getting the timestamps into the database, and also like everything to do with everything basically. So that you're going to be storing like people in there. So like, in Cinera you can sort of configure. You can configure people and you can configure roles. So like for me, it would be, you can put a person in as like Miblo, and it's got my name. It's got a way that you can support me, and you can configure roles. So I'd have like the indexer role. You've got the host role, and various stuff like that. Sinners I work on daily. I mean, technically, it kind of should be really. Yeah, it is. I mean, for the last few years, video indexing has been like my sort of main thing. I need to do the. No, I don't need to do the not just. Yeah, it has been my main thing really, and I've been really fortunate to be able to do it. But this year, like that has been sort of drying up a little bit, sadly. So I've had to be sort of thinking about my options really, and I'm sort of currently considering going into like book indexing. So it's still like the similar sort of thing, you're taking some material. So like I've been, video indexing is what I've been doing. You're sort of taking some source material and you're basically making it more navigable. I mean, that's essentially what you're doing with a book index. Same as you are with video indexing. So yeah, I'm actually kind of looking to get into that, adding that as a string to my bow. So yeah, Cinera has sort of, it's taken on a bit of a backseat at the moment. I'm still right in the middle of doing a particular change. Where did I put that other end? Did I put that up here? Yeah, it's yeah, I'm still right in the middle of doing a little optimization, actually is what it is, in the database. Because basically once you've got more stuff going on, once you've got more stuff going into the database, and when you're doing it in the way that I'm doing it, which is basically, I'm basically allowing like limitless, like, sort of, there's no limit to the length of timestamps basically, or to the number of timestamps that a video can have. And in order to accomplish that, I basically store them out of band, basically. And when you're sort of doing that, as opposed to just storing them in line, like having them like a particular size, if you just say, like what I had previously was that like an entry's title could be, I think it could be like 64 bytes long or 128 bytes long, something like that. When you've got that and you're just storing everything in line, then there's no real cost penalty to writing a string into the database. Basically, there's no performance penalty to writing a string into the database. But in order to do it with unlimited length things, as I'm doing it out of band, as I say. You do sort of, well, I've been finding that I've been hitting like a performance sort of, there's like performance implications of doing that, because you're storing things in different blocks. And it's just speeding up that, basically, is what I'm up to. And I've been stuck on a particular optimization for quite a few months now, to be honest with you. And I'm literally like right in the middle. I'm currently in the middle of doing a change that I think might be right. So as it stands, I don't even know that the code even compiles. I'm basically literally that far in the middle of something. Yeah. So, sorry, what were you saying? This is very helpful. How do you guys? Ah, nice one. Oh, well, that's great to hear. Oh, by the way, I'll probably will index this video, by the way, and put it on my site. Yeah, I have. By the way, that optimization stuff, I have actually mentioned that on my Mastodon account. So you can find me there. If you're interested, if you go to, I think, www, is it even www? Wait, it's mas.2/@miblo, I think is what it is. I would link you to it, but I actually kind of have my hands full, don't I? Is that going to hold? That is not going to hold, is it? Oh yeah, probably. Oh, you already following me? Right, okay. LTJR Pliskin. Blimey. Yeah, I'm probably racking my brains here, racking my memory. Oh well, that's great that you're following. Actually, it might be a pinned post. Your name is Kaneko or something there. Okay. Pop me a message if you want, so I know, so I can link, so I can sort of put you together. Right, here we go. Rooney's asking a queue. Is it the number of timestamps that's the problem, or the length though? Because units time is being extended to 64 bits, right? And if you go into 120 bits, the universe might end before you exhaust. Yeah. Asking there using. Okay. Is it the number of timestamps is the problem? Let me just think about this. Yeah. So. How am I even storing the time? I think I'm storing the time probably as a. Oh, I'm storing. I think I'm storing it separately actually. So it's like hours, minutes, seconds, and milliseconds basically. So yeah, Unix time ain't coming into it. Yeah. So basically, I think the problem I'd say, well, the thing that's necessitating the out of band thingamajig is just that you just don't know how many timestamps it can be, really. I think we're on. Yeah, you don't know how many timestamps it can be. Similarly, like you don't know how many like entries a particular project can have. So I actually used to store them a little bit, well, completely differently, but a little bit kind of in a bit of a finicky fashion. So I didn't store them in different blocks. I stored them. So I had like basically the old database just had two blocks. It had the projects block and the assets block. Just bear with me just a sec while I'll just try and get this fixed in. And yeah, basically the projects block would store the project information, and like it'd have entries as like a child of each project within the same block, so they'd sort of run on. So you've literally got the database, the file. It's like literally like you've got like a sort of bit for the project, and then you've got like all of its entries, and you also have stuff like child projects of children, child projects of projects. And similarly, like in the assets block, like that had like assets. You've got like your asset information, like the you know what type of asset it is, and the file name of it. And then it also had, well, the point of the assets block was, it also had the asset hash of the file, so it would hash it, and the point of it was so that I can quickly update the hash, basically. Like when you you know, when you update the thing, when you update an asset, it basically rehashes it and sticks it into the URL as like a query string, basically, like a revision thing. And within that assets block, you've got like the asset, and then like straight after the asset, you've got like you've got a section of landmarks, as I call them, and they're just positions in the positions in the HTML files. But basically, the point of this basically is that you've got like different types of things in each block. Whereas now I'm sort of moving to having I'm moving to having like one thing per block, basically. Yeah, I think I'm answering this question very, very badly. Yeah, okay, so basically now I'm moving to a situation where like you've got like a projects block, and that's going to be like all a contiguous thing. It's just like whatever projects, and the projects themselves can have like sub items, and in the case for us, a sub item is like an entry. You know, for a sub item of a project is an entry. So in the projects block, you've got like a range of sub items, basically. So it's like the first sub item of ours is like index whatever, and the final one, or the after index, is like whatever index. And the entries themselves are not stored sort of immediately after the projects. They're actually stored in a completely separate block. So you've got like one block here of all the projects, and then you've got like, again, you've got right below the entire block, you've got another block which is just the entries. So you've got like entries like 0 to 100 or whatever, and you know, the projects are basically indexing into that. And then similarly, like the entries also have sub items themselves, which are the timestamps. They might have, I think they might also have other types of sub items. And again, like the timestamps are then stored in their own block again. So you've got this principle of like sub items, sub and super items, and they also do that with strings. So like the projects, you got your projects block up here, and it's a project has like a name, an ID. Obviously you've got the sub item range. It's probably got there's other bits of information in there as well, artwork and stuff like that. So the artwork thing is going to be indexing into yet another block. But the strings themselves, they're not actually stored in line. Like there's no fixed array provided to contain the string. The strings themselves also come in their own block. So it's the same principle as like the sub item entries is like a range. Well, you've got like the strings coming in their own block as well, and that's where I've been finding the performance problem basically. Like as you sort of, it's particularly when I started doing this for the timestamps actually, because you've got like, I want to say you've got thousands of timestamps basically. Probably hundreds of thousands of timestamps. Would that be right? I don't know, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of timestamps. And I was finding that adding them started to become slow. And you've got stuff like metadata coming into the picture as well. So I'll just briefly outline like what I had managed to speed up for the timestamps. Basically, all I do is I came up with this idea of kind of adding them in like an extract. So you've got like the full database here, and that's like everything. But when you come to like add something or delete, or well, when you come to add something really, in order to speed up the addition of something, I was like, well, I've previously been part of the optimization was also speeding up deletions and edits. But I was like, well, could there be a way to speed up additions? And I was like, well, let's try and batch up additions. And the way I've come up with to batch up additions is to do them in their own sort of excerpt, basically. So you add things in the excerpt, and once you've done all of that, like adding the strings and stuff like that, once that's all over and done with, you just inject them back into the full thing. So I had that going for just the timestamps. Just the text of timestamps. But then I came to add metadata. So metadata is things like categories, authors, and projects. So you can sort of tag those things inside a timestamp. And when I came to add them, right, you got to run. Yeah, well, thanks very much for being here. It's a real pleasure to have you, and hopefully we'll hook up again. Yeah, when I came to add metadata, I was then having to try and basically generalize the extraction of things into excerpts, because when you've got metadata in the picture, you also got stuff like indexing into further blocks, basically, because metadata themselves, I've got their own block. And basically it's the generalization of extracting things that have been stuck on. That's basically been the issue. It's been literally like I just haven't been able to suss out what you're supposed to be extracting, like how much of things you're supposed to be extracting, because there's blocks indexing into all different kinds of blocks, and you could have like circular indexing and all sorts of stuff. So that's basically been the problem. Well, that tune, but anyway, we've got that on. So here we go. We're mostly done. It's now basically 6 o'clock. So how much space have we got left? Yeah, I've got less than a gigabyte left actually. Not material, but yeah, exactly. It's really once you've got all the indexing coming into the play that it becomes a bit tough. I don't need an hour. I don't need an hour to fit this. Just a bit conscious of the space left. You see, I've got less than a gig left. And this stream has been an hour and 50. I am just going to keep a bit of a BDI on that space remaining. I think once I click stop recording, I don't think it needs to encode again, because it's an FLV file. So I think it's literally encoding on the fly. Yeah, I do have 6 gig free on the home drive. So I do have space to actually offload stuff too. What am I doing here? I'm trying to pull. Oh, that might not much be worth it. Can I just slip that out now? Can I just slip that out now? Said Mr. Double Entendre. Yeah, I can. Okay, this is interestingly kind of tight. What am I supposed to be trying to do here? I'd like to be pulling. I'd like to be pulling that bit through. Can I pull that bit through? Yeah, there we go. See, I should have been a surgeon. That's what I should have been. I should have been a surgeon. Okay, Vaseline. See, we're all ready with all the medical stuff. Is that the right one? Yeah. doing space-wise? Yeah, we're down to 682. Actually, I'll tell you what, before I start to actually put the string on, I am just going to offload some videos. I've got, as I say, I've got 6 gig to play with on that home drive. Yeah. By the way, this you know, this stuff about extracting a thing to an extract, it's like, it is the most complex. It definitely is the most complex thing I've had to do in Cinema so far. And it's literally a product of scale, really. You know, because you're doing so many timestamps. You know, each of which could have multiple pieces of metadata attached to them. But I don't think it's necessarily. Yeah, I don't think that the amount of metadata is necessarily going to be such a big problem. It's literally just making sure that you've got. It's literally just making sure that you're extracting all the stuff that you need to be extracting. Okay, so if you just bear with me, my keyboard is just over there. I sadly can't actually operate it from where I am, so I'll just be a minute and just pick some stuff to offload. Oh no, I can't do that much. Okay, can I do that much? Yeah. Okay, let's just babysit this just for a moment. Okay, that's better. So I now have, what have I got now? I've got 5.18 gig free on the drive that's doing the video. So yeah, final string. I've probably got about 4 or 5 hours to play with. Now that I've freed up that space. Actually, I need a bit more. Take a bit more string through, so I can actually do the knots. Yeah, also let's just cut it first. Okay, so we're going this way. We are just holding this down in place, like so. Oh, hang on, let's just pull that through a bit. So we're like that. Oh, yep, let go. Let me just see what I'm doing. Let's turn that back again. Okay, that's through. Okay, so now I sort of need to be holding that enough. I sort of need a third hand, guys. And that's going to just slip off. Hang on. Right, that. Is that what I want? Is this what I want? I feel like it kind of is, actually. Yes, get it like that. Right, now I need to turn it the right way. The right way, yes, that is the right way. And that's not on. In fact, this is not going to be easy to do, is it? Because it's turning around. Yeah, I can see that's going to slip off, actually. All I need is just to get it on, basically. Get it on. Yeah, I think that is actually on, I think. Yeah. And then as long as at least one bit of string is holding it in place, I think we should be alright. Oops. Okay, that's kind of interesting. So I've now got 3 pieces of string. They're all sitting in a line, covering that hole. That needs to be folding. By the way, I have no idea like what you can actually see here. Okay, all you can just see is me just looking at the guitar. Yeah, actually, it's kind of nice actually to be able to see the video, because I usually actually can't see what the video looks like when I'm streaming programming stuff, because I don't have OBS like visible. Pretty glad to get this working at all, actually, by the way, because I was finding the audio wasn't coming through correctly recently. Okay, this is almost there. Almost there. Then what I'll do is I'll do a bunch of tuning, and then try and play Bad fancy again. Let's just stretch it out a bit. Alright. Before I play at all, do want to wash my hands because I've still got a bit of Vaseline-y. Just do that now. I'll just be back in a moment. You'll be able to see me wash my hands because it's just right behind us. Quite out of tune. And I'm probably not actually in concert pitch here, by the way. But that doesn't really matter for now. All I want to do now is just get the guitar in tune with itself, basically. Yeah, it's amazing. Like this top E just really doesn't want to stay in tune, really, particularly. Don't think it's slipping at all. But that looks all good there. What am I doing? Okay, that's probably going to be close enough. Right, cool. Okay, so I've done what I wanted to do. I've put new strings on this guitar. Done a bit of chat about programming and stuff. So I think that's where I'll call it there. That was a 2 hour and 17 minutes and 30-second stream at time of recording, which is a lot longer than I was hoping to do, actually. I was hoping it'd take about an hour. It took more than twice that. So yeah, I'll stop wasting everybody's time, and I'll call it there. And yeah, there's no real sort of, there isn't any immediate stream on the horizon, but this has kind of been a bit of a sort of preparatory stream for something of a, I want to do a bit of a concert. Probably that, what's its face? Final Fantasy VII track is probably going to be part of it. It's going to be stuff from video game soundtracks, basically. So I've been putting together a few bits and bobs, arranging a few pieces. I still want to pick something by Hitoshi Sakimoto. Still need to pick something by him. He's one of my favourite composers. He did the soundtrack for Vagrant Story, and like Final Fantasy Tactics. I don't actually know him from that many things, but from what he's done, I really like his stuff. So I want to pick something by Hitoshi Sakimoto. There's going to be various other stuff as well, stuff from like childhood, stuff from nearer to sort of the current day. No date for that yet. Still need to put it all together. But hopefully next year I'll be in a position to do that. And now that we've got the new strings, it should sound a bit better than it might have done otherwise. So yeah, let's call it there. This is it. It was this guitar. It's already out of tune, well out of tune. So I'll just be playing that over the evening, tuning it up and stuff like that. For now though, I'll bid you farewell. So thanks again for watching, and yeah, I don't have a sign off for Let's Play Music. I think we need to come up with one, don't we? We don't have one for now, so I'll just say farewell for now.